if you're starting off with a
Hi there, guys, and welcome back to McCann Dogs. Tonight we have another lesson one, and we're really excited about this one. We have so much fun in our lesson one live streams. There's all sorts of great stuff that our instructors get to do with their dogs. We get to show off some of the skills that our instructors' dogs have, and just get to have some fun with our dogs. We get to do something awesome with our dogs. So we're glad you could join us on the live stream, and we really want you to pay attention to some of the cool skills that our dogs are doing. There's some really impressive dogs and handlers out here, and I want you guys to also notice we're doing something new today. That's actually a rally obedience course. It's something we've never done before. So we hope you enjoy, and I'll hand you over to Deb here in just a moment.
An easy way to go would be to go down Brock Road and go left on Highway or Concession 4, and it would take you across to Highway 6, or go all the way down to Highway 5 at the stoplight, and then it'll take you right around to Clapham Corners, which is the junction of 5.
So it's actually a pretty busy, night tonight. Now this is just our grade 1 students. Now we also have grades 2, 3, 4. We have dog agility. How's that, Madison? Is it any better? It's probably pretty overwhelming with the audio out there. We also have all those other grades, but tonight is just for our grade 1 students. It's a special night that our grade 1 students come, and they come without their dogs. We talk about dog training, we talk about motivation, relationship building, and all of the fun things that you can do with your dog. So I think Deb's just wrapping up here shortly. I'm going to show off some of our trainers' dogs here.
We're also going to teach you lesson number 1 tonight and give you some homework, send you home so you can practice, so that when you come back to class next Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday, not this Saturday the 16th, so it's the 19th, the 21st, or the 23rd, depending on whether you're registered in Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday. So we're going to send you home with some homework, have you practice, and then when you come back to class, hopefully you're a little more comfortable with doing some of the things with your dog. It's still an exciting time for your dog to come in here with 12 or 14 other dogs in class. You know, some of your dogs are going to be very, very excited. Some may be a little overwhelmed.
It is Hippie Shake, Madison.
Fall into place sooner or later. 9 weeks from now, you're going to have a wonderfully
show off
trained
Hippie
dog.
Shake here.
We're going to do several things tonight. We're going to talk to you about how we train. We're going to teach that lesson. We're going to talk to you about equipment that's going to help you be very successful. But we're going to start off the evening with a little bit of an obedience and fun demonstration to show you some of the things that you're going to teach your puppies and dogs to do over the next 9 weeks, as well as some of the really fun things you get to do when you have a dog that has some basic skills under their belt, and they've learned to listen, and they're ready to do some fun stuff with you. So we're going to do that first, and then we'll move on to the actual lessons. I'm a bit teeny there, dear. Okay, are you guys ready? So without further ado, let's bring in the dogs. Just going to do a few introductions. To my right here with this little dinky dog. The first one, this is a toy poodle named Hippie Shake, owned and trained by McCann. And next we have a Papillon, another little cutie pie. And this is Dash, owned and trained by Lori Hughes. And next we have a Whippet, a very speedy Whippet. His name is Boo, owned and trained by Nancy Harnish. And next we have a beautiful golden retriever. This is Leia, and owned and trained by Wendy Hunter. And next we have a dog called the Belgian Malinois. You might not recognize this dog as much, but this is the current hotshot police dog around the world. These dogs are the ones that are doing all the hard work. This dog's name is Falcor, owned and trained by Jane Shelligy. Another golden retriever, and this is a young dog. She's just starting off. She's had a couple of levels under her belt. This is a beautiful golden retriever named Ellie, owned and trained by Ted Ridley. And last but not least, we have a border collie at the end. His name is Thorpe, and he's owned and trained by Carol Lawrence. I just want to mention this dog is deaf. So I want you just to watch how Carol does communicate so beautifully with him. Okay.
Ready? Forward.
first things that we're going to teach our dogs to do, your dogs to do with you, is to walk nicely on a loose lead. No more pulling and tugging as you walk down the street. We traditionally have our dogs walk on the left-hand side, but it's just a tradition. There's nothing against having a dog walk on the other side, except that all our information is geared to the dog on the left. So it's a slow, yeah, we got goofed up there. Yeah, right. Let's just do that again. Go forward and slow. You know, whether we go fast or whether we go slow, the dogs have to change pace with us. Oh, now we're hoping.
Let's just go back.
Let's go back and start over.
One of the great parts of live entertainment, for sure.
Forward.
Okay, in the middle home. We only have done this 10 times a year for the last 100 years. No.
That was a good one.
Okay, we do ask our dogs to sit when we stop because we want our dogs to be able to sit politely to greet somebody that you might see along the way. We also want our dogs to sit when we go to a curved side of a road. So the dog always learns that you always sit. You never rush out into the street.
And slowly.
So whether we go fast or whether we go slow, the dog is automatically required to change pace with us. And then again, we always tell our dogs.
That's great, Madison. I think it's a pretty amazing and rewarding job to be in, for sure, being a professional dog trainer.
Along the way. And how would your dog handle this distraction?
Yes.
They will. They will. I know a lot of you probably change over to the other side of the street if you see a dog coming. But soon they will be able to walk beside you just like a good dog. Now we're going to do a little exercise that requires our dogs to remain stationary. We teach our dogs a sit and wait, a down and wait, and the dog is required to hold position under distraction. Strange people walking by, toys, balls, fuzzy things that look like squirrels. They are all required to remain in position, in a sit position or a down position until we release them. So we're going to try this wheel again. And I want you to notice how the dogs in the middle walk very slowly. And the dogs on the outside will walk fast because they will adjust their pace to the speed that the handler is walking. So you see the dogs are quite attentive. They love their owners. They love working for their owners. And they're always looking up saying, well, what can I do for you? We're having so much fun. Now, some of the leashes will come off now. Some of the older dogs.
Ready? Forward.
And we hope that the dogs will work the same as when the leash is on. We teach our dogs the command, let's go. That means let's go for a walk.
And forward.
And whether that leash is on or whether that leash is off, ultimately it won't matter at all. The dogs are required, when we say let's go, to walk beside us.
And forward.
Paying attention to whether we're turning or going fast or changing direction, or running and having some fun, jogging with your dog. And notice that there's no dog leaving each other to go and play with those other dogs. They all did very well. Now we're just going to take a minute, instead of doing sort of formal obedience and having the dogs working on command, I would like the trainers just to goof around with their dogs. Just play with them, do tricks. I want you to understand that once you have a dog that's been trained, the distraction of the other dogs does not become a big deal. Your dog can continue to work for you, do stuff for you, under the ultimate distraction of a dog playing next door to them. So having them come when they're called in the park or listening at a baseball game, your dog should be able to handle anything that comes their way. So we're just going to have our littlest dog jump over our biggest dog. Woo! Banking off them too. Okay. Gather your dogs up. You know, one of the things that people people most often want to do when they come to dog training school, and that is to teach your dogs to come when they're called. And we believe this is one of the most important exercises that we're going to teach or help you teach your dogs to do. We know that dogs have a lot of energy, and if we don't give them an opportunity to burn that energy off, they can get into mischief. So we need to give our dogs enough exercise. And a casual walk around the block pushing the baby buggy isn't enough for most dogs. We need to get them out and let them run and chase a frisbee, chase the ball, do something till their tongue is hanging out and they say, okay, I feel great, I'm going to go home and sleep for several hours. But if you're going to give your dog all that freedom, what has he got to be able to do? Come when he's called. Okay, so you can take the leash off, give him some freedom, let him have a blast, but when it's time to come home, one command, even if there's distractions of other dogs and things, they should come directly to you. So imagine these dogs are out in a park, maybe playing with other dogs, maybe just doing their own doggy thing, sniffing around, whatever. And when it's time to go home, we're going to call all these dogs at the same time, and hopefully they find the right pair of legs here. Okay, are we ready?
Here it comes. Hey, good girl.
I think they all landed in the right spot. Well done. And one of the reasons that happens is that these dogs really like their owners. They like them. Training helps you create a bond between you and your dog. And the dog understands your rules, understands that you're being consistent in your rewards, and it makes them want to please you all the more. These are pretty great animals to begin with. Put a little training under their belt, and I don't know, there's not much that's better in life, I don't think. Okay, another thing you can do to help burn off some energy and help your dog live a healthy, happy life, and that is retrieving. A lot of dogs retrieve naturally. They love to go out and chase something, but it's that bringing it back part that they often have trouble. Have you ever had a dog that gets something, maybe a toy or perhaps your slipper, and they bring it back, but it's just like arms reached away? They know exactly how long your arms are. So we teach our dogs to deliver our toy to our hand so that we can do this over and over again. Now, this is Wendy and Leah, and she trains this dog in field work, where they go out and retrieve a duck, and she's earned many titles with this dog in field training. So Jane's going to throw the bird in the water over there. This is like a training dummy we have. Whoops. And she sent over the field, long ways away, into the water, grabs her bird, and then delivers it right back to her hand. Okay, this is my daughter Kale. And,
It's such a cool skill to see some of the working dogs do their thing. It's always so much fun to watch.
She had a dog. It was this dog's mother. We just lost her this year at age 15. But she had Slice, this dog's mother, as a teenager. So she taught her dog a trick that if my dad ever put money down somewhere, on the coffee table or, whatever, then a great way to enhance my allowance was to teach my dog to get the money trick. And her Slice's son is carrying on the torch. But Ken, I think she's probably taking it on. Is there money there? Okay. Now another retrieve that maybe isn't so physical for burning off extra energy, but giving your dog mental things to do, is also a great way to keep that energy under control. This little dog his name is Newman, and he is a Parsons Terrier, a variation of the Jack Russell Terrier. And Carol's an engineer, and she builds all kinds of great sets for photos and stuff. She's a great photographer. But this little guy has learned to help her out and retrieve a screwdriver out of a closed toolbox. That's it. Make the bring it right back. Good job. And last but not least, Jane with her great Belgian
Smart.
Malinois.
Sorry, baby.
He likes doing that. How old is he these days? 13 years old, this guy. Healthy and happy and still raring to go. Jane loves to keep her dogs. She's got a bunch of dogs, mainly Belgian
Okay,
Malinois.
Madison, I'll make sure I thank Kale for
she
you.
keeps them in great shape doing all kinds of activities, one of them being the flying disc. And Falcor loves to chase it down. Try another one there. He's a big boy. He'll go right off the ground sometimes. Yo! Atta boy. Okay. We're going to show you another fun thing that you can do with your dog, and this is called dog agility. Trying to get out of the way here. If you notice the big building to the west side of our parking lot, that is our agility arena. And we use dog agility in there. A very, very fun thing. A lot of our instructors take part in this, and we've had many instructors that have been ranked nationally in Canada as well as internationally. We've had many of our instructors here go to Europe and compete in the World Championships and do very well. And my daughter Kale, who you mentioned, who is in charge of the agility program here, is a 21-time world champion in dog agility. So
Hey, there's Zachary. We're in Flamborough, Ontario, Canada.
What is dog agility? Well, it is like an obstacle course in a competition, or even in our arena over there. It's really large, and there's various obstacles set up. Somewhere between 20 and 25 obstacles. And the dog and handler are required to go around the course in a predetermined fashion. The dog obviously doesn't know where they're going. The handler has to study a map and figure out what route to take and how to handle their dog. But the dog is
Thanks, Chandelene. I'm glad you like watching them.
knows what to do because of the verbal commands, hand signals, or body cues that they get from their trainer. And in order to do really well, you've got to be able to go fast and go clean. So it's the fastest dog with the fewest numbers of mistakes that win at an agility
So for
competition.
you guys that are like regular viewers to our lesson 1 live stream, we're going to be doing something totally different tonight. We're actually going to be including a rally obedience demonstration as well. It's something we've never done before, but it's something we're looking forward to trying.
This sport, and even going into the arena and practicing, and especially in the wintertime, it's a great way to keep your dog exercised.
Hi there, Lauren.
Anyways, we're going to show you a few different dogs go through this course, and just to give you an idea what it's all about. But we have other big, like we have a big A-frame and a dog walk and all kinds of
Rally
different
obedience is
things.
kind of like a confirmation obedience course. There'll be a bunch of skills that the our trainers and their dogs will be asked to perform, and they'll have to do it in a specific sequence.
Although, he's pretty cool, chill right now. But he is getting older now, and in his younger years, a couple of years ago, he was ranked as the top whippet for lure coursing in Canada. You know what lure coursing is? These sight hounds chase. It's actually a plastic bag attached to a lure around this, huge field, and they race trying to catch it, and the lure stays just ahead of them. And they go so fast, it's really quite mind-blowing. And he was one of the fastest dogs in Canada in his younger years. He's getting on a little bit. So we're just gonna welcome him into the dog agility. So when we're ready to go, through the tunnel, over the jump. And
Hi there, Lauren.
The teeter-totter is hard because it tips. We pulls are the hardest because the dog has, there we go. The dog must enter with the first pull on his left. He's getting a little excited. There we go. And then weave his way all the way through. Into the tunnel. Do it again or no? Okay, we're gonna do it right. Sometimes sometimes, you know, the dogs goof up, they get excited, but this is the hardest obstacle. The hardest obstacle there is. When you're teaching a dog, the teeter-totter.
Don't underestimate the challenge of this flooring too. Some of these dogs are moving so quickly, and the floor is so slippery. So I'm impressed that a lot of them can maintain their footing throughout the weave poles, but it can be a real challenge, especially for the really fast dogs.
Pull on their left and not miss a pull. So this is another old timer. Mark is really Mark's dog. This is another Belgian Malinois. He's what, 12 years old? 12 years old, and he has been on Canada's World Agility team when he was a young guy. But Mark likes to come out, he's retired, likes to come out and just have fun with him. Please welcome Finn. 12 years old, there we go, on to the teeter-totter. Working hard.
Good boy.
Into the far tunnel. Back into the weave poles and then out. There he goes. Hasn't forgotten a thing. Okay, hooray for the little guy. Now you haven't met this gal yet.
Congratulations, Madison. I just saw that you made the front page of the Terrace Bay newspaper. That's really exciting. It's dog agility is such a fun sport, and it's a great way to spend time with your dog.
But very fun breed. That's off the teeter-totter. This is Janice Sparks and her old English sheepdog. This is Diva. All kinds of dogs in dog agility. Big dogs, little dogs, mixed breed dogs, purebred dogs. Whoa, that's good. Whoa. Into the tunnel this time. Oh, she's listening. Wonderful. Oh, little grass. Bend that body, clean those poles. Oh, missed the last two. Okay. Okay.
Hi there, Lauren. We don't actually have a new dog. We have a border collie puppy named Beeline, but she's our most recent dog.
It makes it more difficult when you're getting big. Difficult to go through the tunnels. Difficult to get through the weeds.
Yeah, you guys need to check this out. Check this out. Watch Falcor, the Belgian Malinois, handled by instructor Jane. Watch him go through the weave poles. It's remarkable.
So I think you'll enjoy this. Please enjoy Jane and Falcor. And he's ready to go. Basically, he says,
wow.
Poles, get out of my way. I'm coming through. Duck under that tunnel, and boom, whoa, whoa. Got a little excited there and dove into the pool. Wow, okay.
Get a run at it.
Go to that go. And there we go. Go, go, go. What a throw in.
Falcor is actually a Belgian Malinois, Lauren.
So dog agility is a fun thing. You have to do a little bit of training for dog obedience first. You got to get through grade 1, 2, and 3, because by grade 3, your dog should be able to work off leash in a distraction-full environment. And to train dog agility, you can't have a leash on.
So the next little bit, we're just getting transferred over from our agility course. So we're just going to do a talk about some of the sports that our instructors compete in, which is really cool to show off. But look at all these amazing dogs.
Maybe for competition, maybe just to have some fun with your dog. I'm going to show you something now. It's called rally. Yes. Rally is a sort of a new sport that's come on the scene for dogs. You know, there's all kinds of things to do with your dog, and we just showed you a few of them. Rally is a fun version of formal obedience. You can do formal obedience and earn obedience titles, and it's quite serious and quite formal. But rally is
So this is going to be cool to watch. This is something, I mean, we've been doing these shows once every month for I don't know how many years, but this is the first time we've ever done rally obedience. So it'll be interesting to see how it translates into this show atmosphere and see how our instructors do with their dogs. You know, I have no fear that they'll be amazing, but it's new, and sometimes the stress of doing something like that can make it a little more challenging.
So it's, you know, you learn to do all kinds of things. And we're going to show you a little short sequence of rally. And I just want you to know that by the end of grade 1, your dog will be able to do all of what you see here. So we're just going to start by going forward and then halt. Your dog should sit beside you. And then down your dog. And you can use a hand signal. You can use a verbal. And I might mention Carol is working 2 dogs. We call that brace. 2 dogs at once. Okay, go forward and do a 360-degree circle. So we turn around in a circle. Dog gets out of our way. And then we go up and do a right turn. And we do a right turn again. Oh, a halt and sit. Okay. This little jammed in here. Okay. Forward and right turn. Now halt. Tell your dogs to wait and walk around. And they are required for you to walk around and hold position without breaking. We'll just wait a little bit on Carol. Remember, the border collie working with Carol is deaf, so it's harder to manage him. Okay, what we're going to do next, I'm going to tell you, you're going to come forward and just hold on a second until I tell you. Come forward, make sure there's no one behind you, and then you're going to do a come to a sit in front. So a come front. So away you go, forward.
We're actually doing this at our training facility in the grade 2 hall, Lauren. That's where we're doing
Now
this.
send them back into position. We call this a get back. And your dogs are going to learn to do that as well. Okay, well let's, well we got a little jammed. We missed something in the middle, but that's okay. Okay, let's have all of you just come and have your dog sit here. And Carol is going to use Thorpe here, and she's going to do a little bit more advanced skills. So they're walking.
The border collie's named Thorpe. He's actually deaf.
And notice how the dog just adjusts to stay in position, whether she goes forward, back, through her legs, a spin on the side. And Carol will spin at the same time, and they spin away. She switches her dog to the other side. Most of the time, we're working the dog on the left, and you see there was a hand signal to stand, and he stops and stands immediately. Do another one of those spins with you and him there out in the middle. You see Carol turn one way and Thorpe turn the other way, and end up in position on the other side. How about a backup? Can we do a backup? Oh, that's the finale. Hold on.
So these are all our own dogs, Zachary. Kayla and I actually aren't in this exercise, but these are all our own family dogs.
Flying disc, we're allowed to call it frisbee. Flying disc in the freestyle where they do all these crazy things, and so she has been the world champion in that. So congratulations to her. Okay, I want to thank all the trainers and their dogs. You know, these are family dogs. Most of the instructors here started off like you. I think I'm going into your territory.
You go right ahead, Mumsy.
They started off just training their family pet, went on to do grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, and decided that they really liked this. And so we have about 40 associate instructors who either they're going to school, they have jobs, whatever, and they do this part-time. Been through an apprenticeship program, learning how to teach our specific method. And I must say we have a pretty great group of people, and all these dogs are family dogs. They live in their house, play with the kids, sleep on the bed if some of them allow that. And it all boils down to whether or not you have good foundation, basic obedience, and that's what happens in grade 1.
So we're just going to bring a few of our instructors out. I think maybe we have, I don't know, 15 or 20 of our instructors that are going to come out. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the activities that our instructors do for sports with their dogs, the things they do to do something awesome with their dogs. So I'm going to show off some of our instructors and their dogs.
You're going to get to know them quite well over the next 8 weeks with your dog. So let these guys come out. Now you're going to notice a lot of different breeds among us. Everybody sort of has their favorites, of course, just probably like you guys do as well. But one thing that's really great about us is that we have a lot of trainers who are very well versed in many different types of breeds, also different sizes of dogs, and temperaments of dogs as well, which is really going to help.
Can anyone tell me what the great big gray dog is? If you can get it in the comments, then you win.
So you may see a breed or two that's similar to a dog that you might have at home, or you might see some breeds that you have no idea what they are. Anybody know what this breed is in the front, this big, large dog?
Kale's going to answer it for us.
Big, very big. Irish Wolfhound. Yeah. Yeah. So we have lots of different breeds. So like my mom was saying earlier, all of the instructors here are handpicked from our classes. We noticed their dog training ability and their personalities and thought they would be a great fit for our instructor staff here. So we're really happy to have everybody. And one thing that's really good for you to know is that once you sort of get the basics on your dogs, it's really going to open up a lot of possibilities for you to do all kinds of different activities with your dogs. And what these guys did after they got their family dogs trained, just so that they could, enjoy them in their day-to-day life, is they started to do all kinds of extra activities to keep their dogs busy and to enjoy them. So some of you guys might, go bowling or play hockey or something on the weekends. A lot of these guys here come out and they have activities that they do with their dogs, which is a lot of fun. So I'm just going to go over a couple different things that are available out there. A lot of these guys have gone on to earn all kinds of obedience titles for their dogs. Some of the dogs are used for things like tracking, search and rescue, scent work. So we have a few dogs on staff that actually go and do bed bug search for hotels and all kinds of stuff like that, which I'm sure you will appreciate. We also train and compete in all kinds of different sports. We have dog diving, sheep herding, lure coursing, disc dog, field trials, fly ball. And then we have two favorites here, rally obedience, which you guys just saw a second ago, and then, of course, agility. And if you guys are here during class and you want to pop in before or after, we have probably one of the nicest state-of-the-art agility facilities in Canada, and I might even say maybe North America. We think so anyways, because we're biased, it's ours. But over there we have a big facility that has all kinds of agility equipment in it, artificial grass that's used all year round. So don't be afraid to peek your head in there. I teach classes in there with a bunch of coaches Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. And we're always welcome to have people come over and take a quick peek, and maybe that's something that you'd like to join us to do later on with your dog. So, like I said before, you guys are going to get to know these guys very, very well over the next 8 weeks. Hopefully, you'll see some familiar faces in your classes throughout the weeks, and you'll see a bit more of them tonight as well. So, let's give these guys a round of hand. And
Okay, now at this point in the night, I get pretty busy, so I'm going to stop the stream. I want to thank you guys for watching. If this is your first time with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We publish new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you do something awesome with your dog. So on that note, I'm Ken. Happy training. Bye for now.